Star 102.5 is today's best variety. It's Caress Carter in the Star 102.5 studio with some star listeners and a star artist, Lee DeWyze.
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Is this your first time to Des Moines?
No, I came here a long time ago, before all this craziness, but it's good to be back.
It's nice to have you back. It's very nice to have you in Des Moines. And, of course, this time around, you're here for Nightfall on the River, which is one of our favorite outdoor concert series. But because of the heat, we're going to move it into People's Court. So,
yeah, which is when we heard it, People's Court, made us laugh a little bit because obviously People's Court, the TV show, but it was it's cool. Like, we've been playing in some pretty hot temperatures, so we gotten kind of used to it.
This is excessive heat.
I know.
You would not want to be outside.
Not at all.
And we're going to have a good time, though. People's Court's a great place to see a concert. I was not someone who watched American Idol on a regular basis. I would kind of tune in every once in a while.
Mm-hmm. Me either, actually, to be honest with you. Before all that, I never...
That's what I wanted to know, because you, from the Chicago area? Yeah. And you had a band there that was getting pretty well known?
Yeah, we had a good thing going, and then, they were kind of... They were auditioning or whatever literally 10 minutes from my house, so all my friends were like, hey man, you should go and try and go, and you don't go into it thinking you kind of go in just to see and experience it and see how it's going to go. And then I got through one round and another round, and then the next thing you know so it was kind of really it was crazy. It was like a last second decision for me, but I'm glad I made it.
Well, you very well could have been in this same situation had you not been on American Idol.
I always think about that, to be honest, because we had our band, and we were playing out, and we were getting really great gigs, and we had a lot of people interested in what we were doing, and it was cool, and then we kind of then I obviously went out for the show, but, I think everything happens for a reason. I mean, you have to think that way almost, because if you don't, then you're just going to sit and be, wonder all the time what would have been or whatever, but, I'm really happy, and it was a great experience for me, so, I mean, just to be able to play music and write music is the reason I went out for the show in the first place. So I'm able to do that, and that's all that really matters to me.
Well, the CD is out. It's been out for a while now, and it's called Live It Up. And I want to know, did you play a lot of different instruments on this CD?
I did mainly just guitars, vocals, and a little keys, but that's about it. I mean, I got to work with some of the best producers and great musicians on the album, so it was cool to kind of just get in rooms with these people. And when you sit in these writing sessions, they can go one of two ways. It's either they're going to hand you a song and be like, this is what we're doing today, or they're going to say, what do you want to work on? And 9 times out of 10, they were really all for me writing, and so we'd get in the room, we'd start messing around with something, and it would turn into what it turned into, and that was probably the most fun part about making the album, was that process.
How many of the songs on the album did you have a hand in writing?
10 of the 11.
To me, I have a lot of respect for anyone who can write music. I cannot write, and I think that combination of the music and the lyrics and putting it together to come up with this creation, I think that is so magical.
It's scary too, though, especially coming off of a show like American Idol, where there's all these expectations, and lots of times you can get grouped in with other artists and other things from the show, and people expect one thing from you, but when you're on that show, you're playing covers. So, I mean, you don't really get to show what you want to do on the show. So you kind of got to take what and that's the game of American Idol. Take these songs that have already been made popular and make them popular, your version. But I just really wanted to have a hand in the writing process, because I think it's important, for me at least. I think that music's obviously open to interpretation, and people can take songs, and if they don't write them, and sing them however they want, and that's still an art in itself. But, like, when I'm playing a song, if I didn't really have a hand in it at all, I just feel kind of like weird about it. I like to be totally connected with the song and have it mean something to me, So
playing your own songs every night on stage has just got to be
the best.
Fun.
Yeah, it's real fun. And you can change it up however you want and just make it different every time. And yeah.
One thing that comes out of a show like American Idol, you get these uber fans that they are so loyal. They will travel great distances to see you. That's got to feel good too.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I think that I think there's different levels of that. I mean, there's people that are fans of American Idol, and they'll root for you, and they'll be your number one the whole way, and then all of a sudden next season comes around, and they're like looking for the next person to there's that. And then there's the people that are fans of American Idol but also become your fans and they stay with you. And that's great. And it's even cool when we go play a show and people, like you said, people have come up to me, I never watched American Idol, but man, I love your music. It's cool. And I think that, fans are a great motivator, especially when you're traveling a lot, you're tired, you're this or that, and you're just kind of like at the end of your rope and you're just, you want to take a minute and you see all the fans at each show and it just totally, rejuvenates you and makes you want to keep doing it. So fans are a huge part of what makes this fun for me, and it's just always good to see them and hear what they have to say. We
had someone post on our Facebook page that there will be 2 gals there tonight who drove all the way to your hometown to visit the paint store, I believe that you worked in, that they'll be wearing their Tangelo shirts that they purchased there, and they're hoping to get their paint card or business card from the store autographed tonight. So they're going to be there. I want to try. I'll try. It's just kind of cool that people go to those lengths when they latch on to somebody.
And it makes me feel good because it makes me feel like, what I'm trying to do, what I'm doing now, means something to someone other than myself. And that's really the goal, of music, and for me just to be doing what I'm doing is to have my music or whatever project I'm working on to either inspire or just have a place in someone else's heart, not just mine. So it's cool to hear stuff like that.
Well, we got to hear some music because I'm getting geared up for the show tonight. It is at People's Court. It's Nightfall on the River. We've moved the concert inside from Simon Estes Amphitheater to People's Court. And once again, let's welcome Lee DeWyze to Star 102.5.
We fell asleep under the stars, and you woke up in my arms. Oh, and the rain and the rain and the rain was falling down. It trickled off our fingertips. Was how the earth stood still. It's when I kiss your lips and I still get chills just thinking about it. You were melting into me and I was melting into you. It was a kind of moment only time could kill. It was a perfect day, and then the earth stood still. And the earth. Another night goes by without you by my side. Oh, and I dream and I dream and I dream that we're back, and now we're back to where we were. Take me back to where we were. Was how the earth stood still. It's when I kiss your lips and I still get chills thinking about it. You were melting into me and I was melting into you. It was a kind of moment only time could kill. It was a perfect day, and then the earth stood still. And the earth stood still. Do you ever think of me when you're lying there alone? Do you know what I'm going through? 'Cause I can't seem to let it go. And I wonder if you know that a part of me's still waiting for you. Still waiting for you. No, it was like the earth stood still. That's when I kiss your lips and I still get chills just thinking about this. You were melting into me and I was melting into you. It was a kind of moment only time could kill. It was a perfect day, and then the earth stood still. The earth stood.
Star 102.5, today's best variety. Lee DeWyze in the Star 102.5 studio. Earth Stood Still. Fantastic. From the CD, which is doing really well, Live It Up. I know a lot of our Star listeners here in the studio already have the CD. Will it be available tonight? Do you have merchandise out?
Won't be. We had a bunch on our. We've been on tour for a while here, and we had a bunch. We ran out of them. So
that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing. So, but
you can find it everywhere.
We're gonna have some other things out there tonight, though, so it'll be cool. And yeah, it's been cool to see the reaction from the album, because I think I've heard different things from people. I've heard people be like, "This is what we wanted to hear," like an acoustic kind of folky, up-tempo feel from you, and a lot of people were like, "Wow, I thought you were going to go this route. I thought you were going to go that route." And it's like, I was just able to do what I wanted to do. So
that's
happy.
cool that they gave you the freedom to kind of work it out for yourself. Is there anyone that you would ever want to duet with?
I mean, there's definitely artists that I want to work with, and I'm putting gears in motion to make it happen. But I think Mumford & Sons is a band that I've definitely wanted to jam with, and I've got some favorite artists: Dave Matthews, Ray LaMontagne, people like that I would love. Ben Harper, that I'd love to work with, and we're trying to make some of that happen. So we're working on a bunch of new music now and getting in the studio and doing different things. So once it's all out, I'll be excited for people to see what I've been doing.
Someone asked on our Facebook page if it's different touring as a solo artist as opposed to when you were with your band.
It was for a minute, when you get off the show and you're kind of just out there doing your thing with bands and people that are kind of just, I guess you could say, just like hired guns, to sit behind you and play whatever, and they're going to go play with whoever next. But now that I've kind of fallen into the groove with the guys that I'm playing with now, we feel like we definitely feel like a band. And I never like going up there being like, hey, guys, this is all me. I always like to give the guys I'm playing with credit, because they make what we're doing sound that much better, and they're become my good friends, and we just love playing. So it is definitely different, though, being marketed and just promoted as a Lee DeWyze as opposed to like a band name or something.
Right.
But it's probably good, because I'm like, I can never think of band names. Like when we had our old band, that it was the Lee DeWyze band, and I felt so like arrogant that way. I was like, because all the other guys didn't want anything. They were like, yeah, no, you're the guy, man. You just do your thing. And I was like, well, I don't know, and I couldn't come up with a good name, so just using my name works out just fine.
Had a question that was posed earlier. Outside of American Idol and winning, what's the most exciting thing that you've had the opportunity to do? Like most exciting show you've been on, or any encounter that's really stood out?
I think going to Asia was a pretty big deal for me.
Ooh, yeah.
We got 2 weeks in Asia. We went to 6 different places, and we went to Taiwan, Jakarta, Bali, Hong Kong, and it was an experience I'll never forget. At one point, we were like feeding monkeys, and like it was just the craziest thing. So that was pretty intense. Just that whole experience. Yeah, and definitely like when you're totally out of your element, it makes you very, very, very humble, and makes you really realize how small you are when you're in a different part of the world. But the fans out there were awesome. They were singing along, and it was funny. There were times where I couldn't even talk to them, because they, I didn't speak their language, they didn't speak mine, but they knew all the lyrics to the songs.
Isn't it funny that music's that common ground that so many of us find?
And I think that's what's beautiful about music, is that it can bring people together. Like I've even had people that have come to my shows say they've made some of their best friends at my shows. And that's awesome for me to hear. To be a part of that, and I've made some great friends. Through playing. So. Just music does bring people together, and I think that's just the beauty of it all.
The show is tonight at People's Court. Get there early. Doors are going to open at 6. Music's going to start at 7. You don't want to miss a minute of it, and I would love if you'd play another one for us.
I would love to. This one is Beautiful Like You.
Everybody wants to look into the mirror, feel a little better now, yeah. And everybody wants to know there's someone out there waiting for you to come around. Well, maybe I can see it, 'cause I don't choose to believe it. And I know that you can see it that way, that way. If you could only just stop running. If you could only take a second to breathe it in. Everything that you know would be beautiful like you. You know they're never gonna stop your love. Let's pretend that the world is waking up. Everything that you know would be beautiful, beautiful like you. Everybody wants to won't tell someone their secret. Why don't you tell me now? Yeah. Well, maybe I can fix this, 'cause I don't want you to miss this. And the sun is raining down, yeah. If you could only just stop running. You could only take a second to breathe it in. Everything that you know would be beautiful, beautiful like you. You know they're never gonna stop, won't I stop your love. Let's pretend that the world is waking up. Everything that you know would be beautiful like you. And sometimes it's hard to be yourself in this crazy world. Sometimes it's hard to breathe, yeah. And everybody wants to know there's someone out there waiting for you to come around. Come along, come around, yeah. If you could only just stop running. If you could only take a second to breathe it in. Everything that you know can be beautiful like you. Can be beautiful, beautiful like you. So it can be beautiful like you.
Star 102.5, today's best variety. Lee DeWyze in the Star 102.5 studio. That is Beautiful Like You from the CD Live It Up. And we are going to hear you tonight at People's Court.
Yeah,
thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Me. I had a good time.
Tickets are still